Let's go back to a better time, back to 1990. This is issue number 10, which was May of 1990. And I want to say that, first off, this cover is pretty looking good. It's looking pretty good. Let's see. It looks like a punk rocker based on Tron. I don't know. It's just really cool. It's different. It's got a skateboard. It's got everything that embodied 1990, the whole heavy metal, punk rock, wearing metal armor, robotic looking skateboard. It's just crazy. That's really cool. Now you see at the top, it's got the best game systems, Nintendo, Sega, of course, TurboGrafx, which I still have a great spot in my heart for TurboGrafx, even though I had to get rid of mine because I just don't have room for everything. But the Genesis, my favorite of that time period. TurboGrafx, yeah, I mean, it was amazing, but it had a very limited library, unfortunately. And that was just because it didn't last very long. And it was really hard to get a hold of. Game Boy, and yeah, I had a Game Boy. I got it just for Tetris, which is crazy. And then, of course, there's some more games I liked on it later. Atari, at that time, it was the Atari 7800, which I did really like. But I was starting to realize, wait a minute, I'm playing the same games I've played for like 10 years now. I finally got a good version of Pac-Man. I got a good version of all these arcade games that the Atari 5200 covered, but the system did not last. I mean, the joysticks wore out and it became unplayable. So the 7800 was a nice relief to get all the games that I loved. And I'm sitting here, like, when I was playing, I remember like going, basically, I'm playing the same games I played 10 years ago, but just better quality. I need to move on. And then the Atari Lynx, which I did have. It has some games on it, but it wasn't the greatest. Which of those is your favorite system for 1990? So moving to the front spread, we have Demon Sword. I don't remember playing it. And then we also have Shark Attack, which is really Sky Shark. It looks like a really cool 1941, 1944, whatever that is. It looks like it's copying that directly, pretty much, which was a great game. The next page, I'm not sure what happened there. Yeah, and neither one of these looked that interesting to me. I don't know much about them. All right, next page, we have Clash of the Demon Head. Well, the artwork looks good. I don't know what the heck it's trying to sell. And then we have Golga 13. Wasn't that an anime? I don't know, but I don't know much about that. I mean, all these games that they just come up with. Okay, so here we have the table of contents, letter from GamePros, the mail, cutting edge, overseas prospects. Let's just look at the actual Pizza Turtles, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So, yeah, I actually first heard about the Turtles, I think, in 1985. I remember I was just starting 10th grade, and I had a magazine that was about comic books, and it had the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles on the front cover. And I remember I took it to school the first day because I had something to read while we were waiting for whatever, first day of school crap. So there's a lot of interviews or previews, they call them previews, which are just reviews of different things. On the next page, we have Super C, which is a really great game. And I don't think I ever played the other one. Something, Snake's Revenge. Sounds like something from what was that TV series, or that movie series? It was like Escape from LA and Escape from New York. All right, the next page, we have Eight Eyes. I don't remember playing Eight Eyes. Wasn't that an anime as well? It seems like all these were animes, and then they brought them to America, and they just completely redid them for American audiences. I never played Eight Eyes. All right, the next page is just your basic information, and then some kid playing. This kid is in another ad in here. All right, so it's the same thing. It's just a different screen. So it's just like, is that all you got is just one kid to take a picture of playing a game? Really weird. Batman, yeah, I definitely played Batman. I don't know if I played on Nintendo. I played it on Sega Genesis, and I had it on Game Gear back in the day. Then the mailbag, if you want to pause it and read it and see if your name's on here. I don't see, like, it has Craig Metzenbauer, James Schofield, Ken. I don't see my name on here. Oh, well. I mean, let's see. Do you see your name on here anywhere? Let me know. Comment below. And then we have Super Hided. Okay, so Hided was a shooter, I think. And it's Super Hided. And we have Air Diver. that was a front, like a flight simulator type shooter game. As far as I can remember, I don't think I've ever played Air Diver. I played a sideways game called Air Diver, I thought, but I guess I'm wrong now. All right, we got more information, blah, 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 something about basketball. All right, the next page we have Ultimate Tiger. Yeah, that's a helicopter shooter game. It's a lot like Z-Boss. I've vaguely remember playing it, but it wasn't called Ultimate Tiger, I don't think. I think it was like TX Tiger or something. No, it wasn't Tiger. It was something else. Anyway, they all look the same. Let's be honest. They all look pretty much the same. All right, the next page we have the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles by Konami. All right, what system is this for? Because that's pretty sweet looking right there. I definitely played a lot of TMNT and those the frogs, Battletoads. Played a lot of that on Nintendo over at my godfamily's house back around that time period, actually. Yeah, pretty much, yeah. I'm like going, wow, it was around 1990, 91, 92. And then the Game Boy, he's amazing. I've never played Quirk. I don't know what that is. All right, next page we have Sega Genesis. Let's look at all the games they got. Revenge of Shinobi was fantastic. I loved it. Truxton was really fun. It was a shooter game. I love all shooter games, but they all have some kind of distinctiveness to them. My very first one was Gyres. It was a side scroller, not a upward scroller. Golden Axe is great. It's a great hack and slash game. I mean, I would definitely recommend you try it out. Again, you can get all these games really easily nowadays. I mean, a lot of people want them on the original cartridges. More power to you. I definitely got a lot of my original cartridges. I kept a lot of them, even though I don't have the systems anymore. I just wanted to have at least one from every system that I've had. Super Monaco GP, I don't like racing games to begin with, honestly. And then this is the same thing for Super Hang-On. I just never cared for them. I remember playing Road Rash a lot. I just didn't, care for it too much. Road Rash would wipe out on it. And then there's a comic strip, which I don't remember this really much. I remember in Atari and they had some kind of comic strip in the middle. So it's really funny how they made comics back then to appeal to people who like superheroes. If you ever read these, I mean, if not, pause the screen and read on. I mean, it's fascinating. Here's another page of it. And then we have Snake's Revenge. And I swear that was called a different name. Like maybe that was originally called Snake's Revenge. It got released under a different name, or maybe, I don't know, maybe it was a copy of an arcade game. It just looks like something totally different. Not just the artwork, I'm talking about the actual gameplay itself. The gameplay, honestly, see the one where the road is? It looks like a Smurf game. There was a ColecoVision Smurf game that I used to play that I kept tripping over stupid things. It was like you trip and you die. In real life, if you don't trip over, unless you trip over a hand grenade, you're not going to die from tripping. It's just weird. All right. So, the whole thing is about Snake's Revenge. I don't know. Next page, Ninja Gaiden 2. I freaking love all the Ninja Gaiden games just because, you had to be a child of the 70s and 80s because we were really into ninjas back then. Ninjas were cool, and I know nowadays it's like, oh, it's so cliche. Hey, what's the best-selling, G.I. Joe figures? The ninjas, pretty much. Them are the dreadnoughts, which are also cool. All right, the next page we have Zevix. I don't know how to pronounce that. I thought it was Z-Boss at first. I was like, that's definitely not it. It seems like a side-scrolling jumping game. I never played that. Huh. All right, Vegas game. Don't care. Wall Street Kid. That sounds stupid. What game system is that like? The graphics are horrible. It's like old computer graphics or something. Game for Nintendo? Yeah, figures. See, I was never a big fan of Nintendo. I mean, I played a lot of it, but I just thought, it doesn't seem like it's any better than my ColecoVision, and it's supposed to be later and better, but got me. Lolo 2, I don't think I ever played that. Seems like I vaguely remember it. I don't know. Oh, the next Psycho Fox, never heard of. If you have heard of any of these, please let me know. Next page, Alex Kidd. Yes, I've definitely played Alex Kidd. I don't know if I played the Alex Kidd in the Enchanted Castle. I've played Dream World, I think. It was the Sega Master System. See, on my Sega Genesis, I had a plug-in on the top that would let you play your Master System games or let you buy Master System games. Because I thought, yes, I can put more games on my, that plug-in probably cost just as much as a Master System did. I don't know. It was just so clever. I mean, I grew up, I didn't have the Atari 2600, I had the ColecoVision. It had an Atari adapter, which in retrospect is like, it was a little bit cheaper than buying another Atari and having to, you know, I hated the Atari joysticks. I thought they were horrible. Oh, okay. Next page is Atomic Robo Kid. Definitely have played this one. It's a little slow. It's a side-scrolling. It's a lot like Metroid and shooters built in together. It's a little slow though, but it's fun. It's cool. I liked it a lot. I mean, I liked a lot of side-scrolling shooters, and that's what I ended up with on my Sega Genesis, like a lot of them. That's why I am pretty sure I still got my Sega Genesis and kept all the games. When I sold everything, I think I made an exception. I was like, I'm going to keep the Sega Genesis, and I feel like I made an exception for the Atari 7800, but I could be wrong. All right, the next page is Bonk's Adventure. That looks nothing like Bonk. He's got a big old head. I played a lot of Bonk. I don't know if it was Bonk's Adventure or Bonk's Revenge. I had it on TurboGrafx. I had one of them on TurboGrafx and one of them on Super Nintendo. I played it like crazy. It was so much fun. It was really fun. I mean, it's kind of like Mario. It's a side scroller. You have to, instead of jump, you bonk them with their head. You can eat certain things that make you grow really big temporarily, and it makes him look like he's ticked off. But that's a really fun game. I'd pause it and read it if I was you. All right, the next page was JJ and Jeff. This is kind of a stupid game. I had it on did I have it or did I rent it? I want to say I rented it, and maybe later I bought it whenever the there used to be a store called Farmore. It's kind of like a big drugstore, kind of between a it's hard to explain. It's like a big drugstore or a tiny Walmart. It's somewhere in between the two of them. But they had everybody came there because they had 88-cent movie rentals, and if you rented 6, you got them for $5 or something like that. So people came there constantly for the games and for renting movies back in that time period. And I worked there actually, and so I think I either rented this at one time and then I bought it later, maybe. I don't know. I don't have it now, I guess, because it's not a good game. It's really not. Dino Wars, it looks really cool. I mean, those are really great art, but I don't know anything about it. All right, so this next page is Ninja Golf. That's a hilarious concept. It wasn't on Atari 7800. Yeah. Okay, it's Atari. Okay. It's probably here it's for the Atari computer thing. I don't know. There was Atari XE, which I wish I had, but I never had it. The quick shot controllers. I had a quick shot. It looks nothing like those. It was for the original Atari. And because the Coleco had the Atari, you can plug, you know, they were pretty much 9-pin back then or whatever. It had this, like you hold it, gosh, it's hard to explain what it looks like. It looks like a microphone sort of, where imagine your hand goes on the microphone part and then your hand that normally goes on the microphone the normal way. All right, let me just back up. So imagine a microphone. Imagine you're holding a microphone. So that hand you're holding microphone should be your left hand if you want to use a trigger if you're right-handed. And then imagine you're putting your other hand on top of the part where you talk into. That's the part that moves. I had one of those. I don't see it on here. I didn't realize my voice was this bad right now. All right. But those are some pretty awesome controllers. Like that QS123. I probably dreamt about having that one or the other one on, let's see, second one down on the right. All of those pretty much, they all look pretty good. The left one reminds me of the bottom left, the QS128. It reminds me a lot of the thing I had for the Nintendo. I hated the Nintendo controllers. They pinched my fingers. They are just painful. I didn't like them at all. I had was it Advantage? Something Advantage, I think. I had that, and before that, I had this thing that had a ring. It was a little bit more ergonomic. I can't pronounce the words, but basically it felt better in your hand. That looks a lot more like the thing I did have, and it was, you know, like a fighter stick kind of thing. All right, next page. NFL, nobody cares. Bionic Commando was a great game. Everybody loved it. Next page, Space. What in the world? Space Invaders for Game Boy. Gotcha. Yeah, I don't think I ever played on that, but it's not like I haven't played something that kind of crappy quality. Like when Space Invaders first came out in the 70s, my cousin had it looked pretty much like that. It was no color to it. It was just monochromatic. You had either that or it was one with the red, like LED lights or whatever. It was very, very archaic. Not archaic. The World Wrestling, baseball, Ninja Gaiden. That's really cool. The middle one's called Ninja Gaiden. That's a fun game. It's another ninja game, of course. All right, the next page, Gauntlet, the third encounter. All right, Gauntlet, weird. Okay, so the characters in Gauntlet, the third encounter. That's really strange because Gauntlet is a very cool... Okay, Gauntlet became an arcade game that I really liked. It was the, I can't remember, it was the Arcade Gauntlet something. It was by Atari, and it was really fun. Then I went back and I saw, like, when I was at Emerald Point, when I was in high school, I used to go to Emerald Point. I had a season pass. My brother and I would always go. And I remember I used to hang out with Ling and Jeremy, I think it was. Ling was, like, my best friend back then. And there was a game called Gauntlet that I played a lot of. It was like this. It was like you had to go around in a maze. And, yeah, you're at a water park, but, you know, we're there every day. So we took a break from the sun every now and then. Boy, I'm surprised I don't have skin cancer from all the time we've been out in the sun. All right, Heavy Barrel, fun game. I had a Heavy Barrel, I think it was the second one, something Road. It was for the Apple II GS. I still have those boxes. I need to get those out and go over them. And then, of course, the next page is hot tips, or basically your cheat codes. Back then, we didn't have the internet. You couldn't just go online and look up cheat codes or whatever. You had to buy these magazines or have a friend and trade with them and write these codes down. I remember I wrote them down all the time. So, yeah, this is how we got information. We had things called magazines. And then I think this is the last page. We got Solstice. I don't know anything about that. Just more cheat codes. So Ghouls and Ghosts was pretty fun. Like, you're in armor, but as soon as you get hit, you get pretty much knocked down to your boxers. Which you end up playing a lot in your boxers because, I don't know, it's that first hit, it just gets you right away. And then you end up, I don't know, surviving a lot longer without the armor on, I guess. Oh, no, there's one more page. Okay, so we got more hot tips. Monster Lair Knight Rider, like the car. I've never played that. Monster Lair. Don't know anything about it. Dodgeball. And then we got another page. Oh, okay, so we got DuckTales. I've heard it was cool. I don't never know. DuckTales. Let's see, Pac-Land. I have played Pac-Land. That was fun. I did enjoy it. Next page, we got more hot tips. Teenage Mutant Ninja Poodles. We got Magic of Something and Tommy blah, blah, blah. And the next page, we got, I think this is the last page. We got Bigfoot Acclaim. Yeah, I don't know anything about that. These are just short reviews, basically. Okay, we're not near the end. I thought we were near the end for some reason. See, all my physical copies are in the storage building. That's why I was like, you better go digital for a while. Chiller, Super C. Super C was fun. It was like the Super Contra. All right, next page, we got Tubin. That always looked like a fun game, but I never played it. Look at the artwork over here on the right. I don't know what it's called. Like something... All right, I can't read that. It's in that fancy writing. Arquista the King or something. That looks pretty cool. That looks like some kind of elf. I swear I've seen the anime to that before. It's very 90s looking anime. All right, we got Utopia. I never played that either. The Mafia. I don't know. Shove it. Okay, no. See, that's the same kid right there. Okay, the next page. It's the same kid. He's playing. He's like, they use the same stock photo for all their things. It's like, oh, it's so exciting. He's getting really engaged in playing Festers, whatever. Yeah, it's probably a stupid game. On the left side. I have definitely played Alien Brigade for Atari 7800. When I got my Atari 7800, I got it at the flea market, and then all of a sudden there was a flood of games for like $3 each, $2 to $3 for just. That's why I bought a ton of them at the Big Lots. Back when Big Lots was awesome. Now Big Lots sucks. I can't stand Big Lots. All right, the next page we got Air Fortress. No, I've never seen it. A lot of people try to be Metroid. I think that's what it looks like to me. All right, this page has got Zigzag again. That word I can't pronounce. But at least you got some screenshots there. Looks like Angry Birds. All right, Pro Challenge Board. Not done anything about it. It's like, I think it's the high scores. How do you prove that, though? I guess you have to take a screenshot. I know. Okay, so I wanted to let you see the prices on these games. Oh my gosh, you're like, people nowadays go, my games have gone up so much. No, they haven't. I like people go, there's no way you paid that much, like $65 for a game back in 1980. Yes, we did. And this is 1990, and the the prices of games have not gone down. I think they know there's competition, so, you know, people with the internet, it's kind of curbed their price appeal, I guess you can say. Yeah, that's the TurboGrafx on the left down there. The NEC is also TurboGrafx. I can't remember what NEC stands for. This is different Nintendo. It's like, can't remember off the top of my head. So I just wanted you to see the prices on this next page too. We got 19 ways to start the 90s off with a bang. Yeah, okay, Miss Pac-Man was a lot of fun. I'm trying to see if I know any of these other games. Tubin, see, Tubin looks cool. Like, yay. And it's just kind of almost like a racing game, sort of. I think I played it once or twice. I don't know. All right, and that's it. That is all we got for this magazine that I found appealing. Again, it is pouring down rain today. Eventually, I do want to go back out to the storage shed, move everything into the other storage shed, and get all my magazines out. I got a ton of video game magazines and Gundam magazines. Just, you know, keep in touch. Let me know if there's anything on here you wanted to know more about. Have a good day.